Hello students, let us start our new session of chapter 9, Force and Laws of Motion. Let us start our session by resuming the example 9.5. The velocity time graph of a ball of a mass 20 gram moving along the straight line on a long table is given in a figure. How much force does the table exert on the ball to bring it to rest? As we can observe through the diagram, the velocity time graph is given in which the initial velocity is defined 20 centimeter per second. Now the friction force is exerted by the table and we need to determine its final value. We need to determine the force given by the table. Initial velocity u 20 centimeter per second. Final velocity is 0, v is 0 centimeter per second and time is given 10 seconds. So, the acceleration is final velocity minus initial velocity by time. Final velocity 0, initial velocity 20 centimeter per second and time is 10 seconds. By substituting all the values, we are able to get the acceleration minus 2 centimeter per second square. We can convert in the meter, so it would be minus 0.02 meter per second square. Now force equation F is to ma. So here mass of the ball is given 20 gram, convert into the kilogram, so 20 by 1000 kilogram into the acceleration we have calculated is minus 0.02 meter per second square. So the force is given by the table minus 0.0004 Newton. Here the negative sign defines that friction force is in the opposite direction of the motion of the ball and that's why defined as a negative sign. Now the next topic is Newton's third law of motion. First two laws given for the motion, that how and force is applied on the object, and based on that the motion of the object can change, and in second law we able to get how the force calculation we can do, it is applied onto the object. Now the third law states that one object exerts a force on another object and the second object simultaneously exerts a force back onto the first. So two forces are available, both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. The force is given by from one object to another object is known as an action, and the second object given a back force towards the first object, that is known as reaction. For example, a football player kicking the ball towards another player, so force is given by the first player, it is collide with another player, so force is experienced by the another player, so that is the action. Now by that second user or the second player can feel that particular force of the ball. So two opposite forces, action and reactions, are there. We also can define that by having this example. Two strings are connected together. One end of the balance spring B is attached with a rigid support, for example a wall. When a force is applied through the free end of the spring balance A, we can observe that the spring balances show the same reading on their scales. Means that force exerted by a spring A on B is equal to an opposite direction of the force exerted by the spring balance B to A. So the force which balance A on B is the action and the force of B is balance A is a reaction. So alternate statement we can say that to every action there is equal and opposite amount of reaction is available. But action and reaction are always available on two different objects. Suppose that you are standing at rest position and start to walk on the road. So what will happen? How the force is applied on the road? How the reaction is available? While we start to accelerate, while we want to accelerate, what we are doing? The required force is in the according to the second law. We need to get a force for the acceleration. So how this force is available? We push by our feet to the road backward side, and in reaction from the road we are getting equal and opposite amount of force on our feet that we can move forward. So action and reaction are equal in magnitude. These forces may not produce acceleration of equal magnitudes based on their different mass. Action and reaction forces are same, but it doesn't matter that both are accelerate by the same get motion with the same acceleration, because both object may have the different mass. If mass of the object is less, acceleration can be more, and if the mass of the object more, then acceleration experienced by the force is less. Just like if gun is fired, then mass of the bullet is very less, so it get a very higher acceleration. While the gun is fired, while the bullet is moving from the gun, it also get the reaction towards the gun. But compared to the bullet, gun has the higher mass, so it gets a less reaction, or it gets less motion force on the gun. So by the difference of the mass, different acceleration may experienced. Now next topic, conservation of momentum. Now we need to verify that how the moment of one object can be affected onto the other object. So to understand that, let us take two objects as we show in the diagram A. Both object having a different mass MA and MB. They both are moving in the same direction in the straight line with the different velocity. Initial velocity of both the object is UA and UB. Now as external unbalanced forces are given and they both are moving in the straight same direction, but here we are assuming that initial velocity of object A is higher than initial velocity of object B. So both are collide after some time in between the motion condition, as we can observe in diagram B. So during the collision, after the time t, ball A exert a force FAB on ball B, and ball B exert a force FBA on ball A. So both balls exert a force onto each other same with same magnitude and in opposite direction. And after the collision, suppose their final velocities are VA and VB of the balls after collision. So as ball is moving, they have the momentum P M into V. So momentum of ball A before and after collision, let us take its plural phenomena, that is momenta. So before the collision, ball A has a momentum MAUA, and after the collision, momentum of ball A is MAVA. And a rate of change of momentum give us a force. So MA, that is a mass of object ball A, into rate of change of velocity, that is a VA minus VA by T, that is a force FAB. And similarly, momentum of ball B before collision is mb/ub, and after collision, that is mb/vb. So again we can get the force FBA is mb/vb minus ub by t. So according to the third law, both forces are equal and opposite. So we can say that FAB equals to minus FBA. So replace the value of FAB and FBA. So by exerting this equation, we can rewrite this equation, that is MAUA plus MBUB equal to MAVA plus MBVB. So we can say that MAUA plus MBVB is the total momentum of balls A and B before collision, and MAVA plus MBVB is the total momentum of balls A and B after collision. So we can say that total momentum of balls remain unchanged by no other external force X on it. As a result of this ideal collision, we can say that sum of momentum of two objects before collision is equal to the sum of momentum after collision without giving any external force on that. So this is how the momentum can be converged from one object to another object. This is known as law of conservation of momentum. This statement also can be given as total momentum of two objects is unchanged by the collision. Let us go through the example. A bullet of mass 20 gram is horizontally fired with a velocity 150 meter per second from a pistol of mass 2 kilogram. What is the recoil velocity of the pistol? Now, the mass of bullet is 20 gram, convert into the kilogram, so 0.02 gram. And the mass of pistol M2 is 2 kilogram. Initial velocity of bullet is 0 and initial velocity of pistol is also 0. Now the final velocity, after fired the gun, final velocity of the bullet is 150 meter per second. So the direction of the bullet is, for example, left to right in the positive direction. And for V is the final velocity of the pistol that we need to determine. So the total moment of pistol and bullet, we can say that MA VA equal to MEVE. So total momentum of pistol and bullet, that is 2 plus 0.02, 2 kilogram mass plus M1 plus M2, that is 0.02 kilogram, into the 0, that is the initial momenta, that is a 0 kilogram meter per second. So initial momenta of bullet and pistol is 0. Now final momenta of pistol and bullet, that is after fired the gun, that is MA, that is a bullet mass 0.02 kilogram into its final velocity 150 meter per second plus 2 kilogram, that is a mass of gun 2 kilogram plus V meter per second that we need to determine, equal to its initial 3 plus 2 volt. So that is, by calculating it, we can have 3 plus 2V, V that is its velocity of pistol, recoil velocity of pistol that we need to determine. So 3 plus 2V kilogram meter per second. Now compare that as per the conservation of momenta law, initial momenta and final momenta is same. So initial momenta we have derived as 0 and final momenta we have 3 plus 2V. So 3 plus 2V is 0. So V is minus 1.5 meter per second. Negative sign defines the opposite direction. So we can say that as the gun is fired, pistol get a recoil or the reverse force by the value minus 1.5 meter per second. Another example, a girl of mass 40 kilogram jumps with a horizontal velocity of 5 meter per second onto a stationary cart with frictionless wheels. The mass of the cart is 3 kg. What is her velocity as the cart starts moving? Assume that there is no external unbalanced force working in the horizontal direction. V is the velocity of girl on the cart as cart start to move, means final velocity. So total moment of the girl and the cart before interaction is MAUA plus MVUB. That is a girl mass of girl plus horizontal velocity 5 meter per second plus cart mass 3 kilogram and its initial velocity is 0. So total value 200 kilogram meter per second. Now after interaction, final momenta is a 40 plus 3 total mass into the V that we need to determine the final velocity, that is 43 V kilogram per second. Now as per the law of conservation, equate initial momenta and final momenta. So that is a 43 V equal to 200. So V velocity is 4.65 meter per second in the direction in which the girl is jumped, because the velocity sign is positive. So both are having the same direction. Next example, two hockey players of opposite teams, while trying to hit a hockey ball on the ground, collide and immediately become entangled. Once one has a mass of 60 kg and was moving with a velocity 5 meter per second, while the other has a mass of 55 kg and was moving faster with a velocity 6 meter per second towards the first player. In which direction and with what velocity will they move after they become entangled? Assume that the frictional force between the feet of two players and ground is negligible over here. So we need to determine the final velocity after players collide. So total momentum m1 plus m2 into v. So total mass of both the players 60 plus 55 into the velocity v, final velocity. So that would be 115 into v kilogram meter per second. Now equating by equating the momenta of a system before and after collision, so that was 30, so V equals to, so initial momenta let us consider, so that is a 6 m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So m1 is 60 plus u1 5 meter per second plus m2 55 into 6 meter per second. So total is minus 30 kilogram meter per second. That is the initial momenta. After collision, for example, their velocity is v. So that total collision is m1 plus m2 into v. So that equation we have 115 into v kilogram meter per second. Compare initial momenta and final momenta. Initial momenta we had derived minus 30 kilogram meter per second. And final momenta is 115 into v kilogram meter per second. So v we have minus 0.26 meter per second. So we can say that while two players collide, they have the velocity 0.26 meter per second from right to left, that in the direction of the second player. Second player was moving before the collision. So the total direction is in the direction of right to left, in which direction second player who has a heavy mass, in that direction both are moving. Clear? So here we are going to end our session. With that we are going to end our chapter. Hope you understood the whole chapter thoroughly. Thank you.